Hey Vikings fans, this is Ted Martin, former Humboldt Vikings quarterback and class of 93 graduate. When me and my fellow classmates want to follow Viking sports, we watch Viking News on Demand. In addition to live streaming of games, there are also plenty of specialty shows that keep us all involved in our alma mater. On behalf of the class of 1993, go Vikings!
Our world is changing every day in ways that no one would have imagined just a short time ago. But we won't forget. We won't forget our loved ones, our values, or the way we do business. With caring, with attention to detail, and with new ways to celebrate and honor your memories.
Hi, I'm Chester of Baskerville Funeral Home. We really do love the families we serve in West Tennessee, and it's an honor and privilege to take care of your loved ones. At Baskerville Funeral Home, we're committed to caring and sincere service.
I am Chancellor Baskerville. My family is here for your family in times of need. Folks, yesterday is gone, today is almost over, and tomorrow isn't promised. So when your family and friends take their last breath, the world stops for you. We are available 24 hours a day. We use the latest technology along with good old-fashioned family values, common sense, and compassion. Chester, Donald, or myself are here for you and your family in your time of need. We are Baskerville Funeral Home, Directors of Distinction.
Do you want to know the worst thing about Mondays? No sports! Well, we fixed that. Join Colin and Seth every Monday for the Monday OT at 7 p.m.
This is Bradley Owens of Hardy Martin & Owens Law Firm. At Hardy Martin & Owens, we handle personal injury cases, criminal defense, divorce and family law, and wills and estates. With offices in Jackson, Trenton, and now in Milan, we are conveniently located to serve all your legal needs. Call us today at 424-2151 or on my cell, 234-2400. That's 234-2400.
Tipping the scales in your favor.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real. To always keep it Tyson.
We'd like to remind folks that Humboldt only has one local history source published each week, the Humboldt Chronicle. Local government and education issues, crime and justice, people you know in the news, sports, features, and more each week at your fingertips in the print edition or online. Stop by their office at 2606 East End Drive, Humboldt, or give them a call at 731-784-2531. The Humboldt Chronicle. Nobody covers Humboldt like the Chronicle.
Welcome in. Viking News on Demand. On this Thursday evening, it is 6 o'clock, and that means my friend George Arborough is here. To the left of your screen right there, that's Mr. George Arborough, our Humboldt City Schools Athletic Director. I'm Seth Wilkerson, covering all things Viking sports, and we try to do a little bit of school news and all of that as well. And so just kind of keeping you informed on all things really Humboldt City Schools and Humboldt Vikings. And George, thank you so much for being here today.
Absolutely, Seth. Another segment, another feature to where we're going to give the folks some information regarding our sports that'll be concentrating on spring, softball and baseball and track, and a little more heavier on the side of school news this time.
Yes, sir, we'll do that. And as last time, we were more heavy on sports. As a matter of fact, the whole thing was about sports last week, pretty much. And wrapped up a basketball season. Hey, while we're just talking basketball, shout out to Peabody and Gibson County for making it to Murfreesboro. However, yesterday did not turn out like any of us wanted here in Gibson County. Peabody kind of got thumped pretty good. Then Gibson County losing at a last-second buzzer shot.
Yeah, I noticed that. My wife subscribes and keeps me clued in as she does so well. She's a big fan of seeing the West Tennessee representation and getting the live stream on the network NFHS, which live streams these games at the state tournament with the regulations still in place with us not being able to actually attend games at the capacity and at the privilege and flexibility we once did. She keeps me up on that, and it was tough for West Tennessee side of things at the at Murfreesboro on yesterday with Gibson County, as you said, losing on a last-second shot, 43-40 against North Green, and then Peabody. I think Clay County kind of took them through there, and but nevertheless, it's always great to see the West Tennessee representation of our teams. They are still in our district, and we will be having a district basketball meeting, Seth, in a couple of weeks, I think, March the 25th, right there at Majestic. So that's information for you to know.
There you go.
Regarding our basketball scheduling for next year, and looking at some bylaws and some issues that we need to face, especially with some things regarding weather, tournament formats, and things of that nature, and the business at hand that we need to take care of for the upcoming basketball season.
Awesome. Well, we've been talking basketball for quite some time. These spring sports deserve their say as well.
Absolutely.
We've got some great games coming up, and we released yesterday the baseball and softball schedule on our social media pages, so we will be talking these today on the show.
Yes.
But if you want to pull something up and be able to look at it, schedule some games that you want to come to, want to make sure that you know that that's out there. So go right ahead, George.
Okay, sure, Seth. I'm looking at both of our schedules here, 2021 Lady Vikings softball schedule and Humboldt Vikings baseball schedule. I want to just give a good big shout-out to our coaches. I want to start from top to bottom. We have our coaches on the Lady Vikings softball team. Head coach is Terrell Green, and assistant coach is Tamara Moore.
Okay.
So those are the two individuals that will be actually in control of our young ladies this season. We have about 15 girls that are playing. The numbers are up quite a bit from the past years where we were struggling to just field 9 players on the field. So 15 is great, and some of those young ladies are 8th graders, and they're not the upperclassmen that is the traditional format of a team roster. So we're excited about that. I know they've been working in our gymnasium at our old junior high school as well as on the field. They've had some pretty days here, Seth, the last 3 days. And to be honest with you, all this week has been really pretty.
Yes.
Starting with the end of last week and moving on into this week, they've been able to get outside and get some work in. And, of course, that's more realistic when you're preparing for a softball or baseball game in a spring sport. So that has been great to see the weather cooperating with us. To look closely at our schedule, we have our first game will be March the 15th for the Lady Vikings softball team.
All right.
That'll be a home game, and that'll be versus Gleason, 5 o'clock p.m. Come out and check us out. We're going to be pitching a softball, hitting a softball, and outdoors and doing what we do as a spring sport on the diamond, and hopefully our girls will be successful. I do know that we are experiencing a lot of new players once again. With the younger 8th graders that'll be a part of our team, and 9th graders, and the likes of going on up to just a few sophomores, juniors, and seniors to round out that roster. And we will, in the month of March, we'll play the 15th, 16th, 18th, 25th, and 30th.
Okay.
All our games in March will be at home. So that is awesome. I've never encountered that. Usually we go on the road and we play some games in the month of March on the road. There's usually a conflict with the basketball schedule because we're pretty deep in the tournaments as well. But as you know, this year has been very uncertain and uncharacteristic. And to say that something is going normal would be a tremendous understatement. Things have really, really been a challenge to looked at different, and just a different approach to everything this year. And hopefully we'll get back on track, because things like the pandemic, it has I think affected the routine and the normal flow of things, not only with Humboldt and the challenges we face as a small school district and an athletic program, but everybody across the board, across the state, and all over this world has been affected by the changes that we've had to submit to with the coronavirus being a new normal for us.
But now let me ask you this, because obviously COVID numbers are coming down, and yet
Yes.
TWSAA is going to want us to be very, very careful still. You got batting helmets and the sharing of bats and that sort of thing that takes place. The dugout, not the biggest of spaces, even though you are outside.
Right.
What are some changes that people can expect to see this year? This would probably be softball and baseball, but what are some expectations there that people can have?
Well, Seth, we're really treating it that the one I think the one factor that really factors into the change of an inside sport versus an outside sport is just what it is. It's outside versus inside. You have a little more flexibility when you're outside to go about and move.
Yeah.
We're still expecting our players to handle themselves with social distancing. We'll still take temperature checks.
Sure.
We'll still have a way of disinfecting the bats once they've been used. A lot of our players wear batting gloves.
Yes.
A lot of the things that occur with baseball and gloves and outside sports we're pretty fortunate because there's individuals using the same glove.
Yeah.
And the same equipment is used on many occasions. And we do have to be mindful of the use of helmets and make sure that we are sanitizing helmets and spraying those out as we use those. And you'll see some different measures taken in the dugout with social distancing and disinfecting different equipment as we go into our softball and our baseball season. So those are just a few of the changes. I haven't got any dramatic changes that will occur regarding our officials. They're going to, provide the distance that they need to provide and the non-contact as much as possible. With softball and baseball, of course, that is the best possible scenario for non-contact, other than us hitting the ball and and advancing on bases. And there is possibilities that you come in contact with other individuals with collisions, of course, maybe a base runner and a person that is playing a position of first base, second base, or third base. Collisions could occur in the outfield. There could be other things. Collisions could occur as someone steals a base and they try to throw the person out. So there are scenarios that are going to occur to where contact is made, but they're just less evasive regarding a softball, a baseball, and a track versus indoors and versus football and basketball. So look for some changes. Look for a few things that will be done different. And regarding sanitation and just contact and social distancing, as I said, we'll still continue to take temperatures and make sure those preventative measures are done regarding the spread of the COVID-19 virus. And we're just going to go at this season. We've gotten okay. The big thing is we've gotten okay from TWSAA. Last year, this time, it wasn't so friendly for us. It wasn't something that we had permission to do, and it was a challenge for our spring sports, and we really got to the table, and I think some voices were heard, and thank God that TWSAA, they listened to us, and that's our governing body. So we're on track to have us a spring sport schedule in softball and baseball, and I'm excited.
That's awesome. Didn't mean to derail you there, but I know there's questions and people will be asking those.
Oh yeah.
So there you go. So there you have it right there. So we've talked a little bit of softball and Coach Green, and when we go off the air tonight, I need to get his number because I need him to join me on the Monday OT as it's time for us to start interviewing. I do have Coach Norvell, Pete Norvell, rather.
Yeah.
I have him scheduled for Monday night. He's going to be on the radio show with us on the Monday OT. He's going to join us at 7 o'clock, so I would like to have Coach Green join us about 7:20, so I'll see if I can reach out to him, and then me and Colin will wrap the show up together after those two interviews. But anyways, that's just kind of a station plug there for Viking News On Demand. Make sure you join us for the Viking News Monday OT. Go right ahead.
Okay, let's move into baseball.
All right.
Baseball, they'll tip off, no, that's not a tip off. They'll take the field. They'll be in the diamond on March the 16th versus Brewston. That game will be at Brewston, so there's an away game. We start out on the road with our softball schedule on Tuesday, March the 16th at Brewston. That game time will be 5:30. Then on that Thursday, March the 18th, our opponent will be Greenfield, but that game will be played at Pringles Park beginning at 5 o'clock. So we won't play our first game till Friday, March the 19th, here in Humboldt at 5 o'clock, and our opponent will be Gleason.
Now, can I ask you something
Sure.
here? Now, when you say our first game is Brewston, is that the first regular season game, or are these jamboree-style games?
Actually, that is our first home game, and that is not the Pringles Park game is kind of an added game. It would be looked at as a jamboree game, but actually, Brewston will be a regular season game. That 18th Thursday, March the 18th versus Greenfield. That's just a game that we're going to play. It's just at a different location and a different venue, and it's kind of a jamboree style game.
Okay, so really, the win or loss there doesn't make a difference in playoffs, I'm taking?
Well, it does.
Okay.
Let me be real clear about that, because I think Greenfield is in our
they're in our district.
They're in our district, and our district has two different sides. So those games, the Brewston game, they're not in our district.
Right.
Gleason. That is, I have to look into that one. I think they are in the opposite side of our district. But we are having to we start out with a bang with Brewston, and that would probably be the jamboree style game. Everything else down the line, we are other than there's a tournament that's going to be in April. We'll be playing in a tournament at South Fulton, but other than that, everything is a go.
Okay, so it's not a preseason game.
This is
an actual game at Pringles Park. That was my question.
I got you.
We're going to try to cover that one. That's the only away game that I'm going to try to cover, George, just because of the challenges of the internet. And I know people get so frustrated. They get their hopes up. They want to watch it, and then our internet drops out. So I feel pretty confident here in Humboldt that we're going to be able to do something, but much farther out than that might be a little challenging. But
no problem.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we appreciate all you do, and we try to give. And hats off to Seth. I want to take a little opportunity here to let him know how much I appreciate the coverage with all our sports. He tries to be fair to every sport that we offer there at Humboldt Junior Senior High School. And, man, you're doing a good job, so keep up the good work. And our communication is very good, that we can run things by me and get that information out there.
Definitely.
It'll be people that'll want to see how we're doing and see softball and baseball. We're not just a basketball or football school that wants to air all the sports air the sports more so than the other.
Right.
Let me put it like
that. We're not
that.
picking favorites.
We're not picking favorites. We want to give everybody an equal amount of opportunity and our fans to view all our sports, and you do a good job of that.
Well, appreciate it. You're on our best.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure that I got that out there, that all sports are covered with Viking News on Demand at some point during the year, and it's just not heavy with it may be a little heavy with baseball. It may be a little heavy with basketball and football, but nevertheless, the softball and the baseball and track. I want to also talk about track.
Yeah, let's do it.
Track is it's off to a good start. They started practicing this week. We got a pretty good little roster going with our track team. As I look down and see, we got some individuals that's going to be competing with their events that specialize in the long jump, 800, the 600, the 4x8, the 200. And those looks like the events that most of our students will be participating in. So I'm excited about track.
Wonderful.
Let me go back to baseball, because our head coach is Coach Pete Norville.
Yes.
And our assistant is Brian Cole. And if you've heard that name before, he was our defensive coordinator on our football team.
Yeah, so offensive coordinator the year before.
Yep, offensive year before. So we're kind of branching out, and our coaches are doing different things, and they have that versatility to be able to coach a couple of different sports, and that always helps out.
Yes.
So the kids know them really well, and they don't have to really get used to another coach. I know sometimes Coach Green, he's done our junior high basketball, and now he's doing softball. So kids see these coaches in familiar arenas with different sports, and that always helps with relationships.
Something I learned Monday night. I'm going to ask you and see if you know it.
Sure.
What other sport did Coach Abernathy coach?
Baseball.
Well, he may have, but he dropped one on me the other night. He was the wide receivers coach somewhere at a high school.
Really? I'm going to say he was a wide receivers coach for a high school in Louisville.
now you're asking me questions I can't remember. He said it Monday night, and I was so floored. I didn't have a clue he had ever coached football before, but he had coached wide receivers.
Really?
Isn't that interesting?
Interesting. And he said he did that in high school, correct?
Yeah. You have to go back and watch that Monday OT Monday night.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
He mentioned it to me, kind of dropped it on, because I was talking about, how important it is for these coaches to have good relationships among each other. And I said, what's your first impressions of Coach Pettigrew? Because I know they're having conversations. They're sharing players. Sure. And, he had a lot of good things to say. And then he said, I coached wide receivers. And I thought, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't know that. So learn something every day.
You do. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, he's done it all. When you talk a coach that's done it all, I knew he had a background in baseball, but I'm like you said, that football and
that caught me off guard.
Receivers coach, that kind of threw me for a loop. Not saying that he doesn't know, because he does have a knowledge of all sports, and that's commendable to know that he has that in his arsenal as well.
And it's good to see these other coaches are doing that. And that's the reason I bring it up. We're seeing these other coaches. Green coached basketball
sports
this year. Now he's over in baseball, and they're doing anything they can to help these city schools. And really, what it all boils down to is it's all about the kids, y'all.
It is.
This is all about the kids. This is not about pumping any of our egos. This is not about Viking News on Demand getting popular.
Right.
No, this is about serving these kids, getting them the recognition they deserve. If they're going to play at the next level, if they're going to get scholarships to go to school in college, this kind of stuff is so important.
Exactly. And I talked to a student yesterday in my office. He'd come in, and he's back in school, and he come to school to talk to me, and his football career had ended, and we just had some good conversation, and I wanted to just give a shout out to that young man. He knows who he is. Due to confidentiality, I'm not going to divulge that information, but our kids need us in all capacities, as teachers, coaches. We need to be there for our students when they want to talk, or when they give us an outlet to have a discussion with them on things that they need direction on. We need to provide that for them, because it's not just about sports.
Right.
It's also about the main focus and the main priority, and the reason they're there is academically. They have to perform in order to, when they get out of those four walls of the high school, they have to be able to go out and do some things, and we have to prepare them for life. So sports is a big part of that. Yeah. But academically, that is a crucial part as well, that we have to get the relationship of having both, and have the conversation with both of those important areas, academics and athletics, so we can produce that well-rounded citizen once they leave us.
That's true. And, very few people make it to the highest level of professional sports. And then once you make it there, it's only a certain number of years that you're going to play.
Exactly.
You still need an education to fall back on. A lot of those guys have businesses they're starting now.
You do.
After they retire from football, baseball, basketball, whatever. And so it's very important that they understand what they're doing right now is preparing them for life.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Sports, let's see, spring sports. Is there anything else you need to cover today? I know we've covered a lot of things here.
I think we're good with spring sports. I just want to encourage everyone to get out and see us at the softball, baseball diamond, and come out to the track. All of our track games, our track meets, are going to be scheduled with Coach Dorrington Reed. He and Steve Shivers are doing our track, and we have about 8 to 10 students that are participating in track so far.
Good.
Probably going to add a couple more with some events, as I mentioned earlier. And he goes on a program called Mile Split.
Okay.
And he schedules our meets. These are all the meets that's scheduled, and not only in our region but across the state.
Yeah.
And we sign up to go to these meets and compete in the events that the students are signed up for. And it's a good time. Now, track meets are run a little bit different because it's a lot of schools that represent, a lot of individuals there that represent their schools, and you have to wait till each event is run, and it gets to be quite of a long day.
Sure.
But it's fun to watch. It's the short relay races, the long relay races, the 2 or 3, 4 by relay races, the field events such as shot put, long jump. All these events are just awesome to watch.
Fantastic.
And, Coach Reed does a good job of getting our students prepared to compete. And in the last couple of years, we've had some state contenders in the I know last year, I think Caitlin Armstrong, or the year before last, was in the long jump.
Yeah.
That was our last state tournament representative that went to state in track. And it's always those opportunities that present themselves in track that we do not want to not recognize.
Yeah.
Because track is a great sport to participate in. And anyone interested, please get in touch with Coach Dorrington Reed. He'll point you in the right direction, as well as Steve Shivers.
All right. And as we mentioned, we're going to try to get some action from those track meets and see if we can get some camera footage from that. Also, we're going to be releasing, now we did release the overall schedule for baseball and softball on our site, but now we should be releasing our broadcast schedule coming up very, very soon. We'll take a break, and when we come back, school news. That's right. We did sports first just to throw you off tonight. School news coming up next right here on Viking News on.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
We'd like to remind folks that Humboldt only has one local history source published each week, the Humboldt Chronicle. Local government and education issues, crime and justice, people you know in the news, sports, features, and more each week at your fingertips in the print edition or online. Stop by their office at 2606 East End Drive, Humboldt, or give them a call at 731-784-2531. The Humboldt Chronicle. Nobody covers Humboldt like the Chronicle.
Family and friends make life worth living. That's why at Baskerville Funeral Home, we celebrate family and friends every day. I am Chancellor Baskerville. My family is here for your family in times of need. Folks, yesterday is gone, today is almost over, and tomorrow isn't promised. So when your family and friends take their last breath, the world stops for you and us. We are available 24 hours a day. We use the latest technology along with good old-fashioned family values, common sense, and compassion. Chester, Donald, or myself are here for you and your family in your time of need. We are Baskerville Funeral Home, Directors of Distinction.
Hi, I'm Chester of Baskerville Funeral Home. We really do love the families we serve in West Tennessee, and it's an honor and privilege to take care of your loved ones. At Baskerville Funeral Home, we're committed to caring and sincere service. And again, thank you.
Do you want to know the worst thing about Mondays? No sports! Well, we fixed that. Join Colin and Seth every Monday for the Monday OT at 7 p.m.
Hey Vikings fans, this is Ted Martin, former Humboldt Vikings quarterback and class of 93 graduate. When me and my fellow classmates want to follow Viking sports, we watch Viking News on Demand. In addition to live streaming of games, there are also plenty of specialty shows that keep us all involved in our alma mater. On behalf of the class of 1993, go Vikings!
This is Bradley Owens of Hardy Martin & Owens Law Firm. At Hardy Martin & Owens, we handle personal injury cases, criminal defense, divorce and family law, and wills and estates. With offices in Jackson, Trenton, and now in Milan, we are conveniently located to serve all your legal needs. Call us today at 424-2151 or on my cell, 234-2400. That's 234-2400.
Tipping the scales in your favor.
Welcome back in. Viking News on Demand on this Thursday night, March the 11th. And he's George Yarbrough. I'm Seth Wilkerson. George is our Humboldt City Schools athletic director. He does so much more than just athletics, folks. When you serve in a school system like Humboldt with the size that we are, you wear multiple hats. And I've experienced George wearing many, many different hats. And he also wears this kind of hat where he comes and he brings us the news from Humboldt City Schools. And we haven't been able really to cover a whole lot of news, so he's got papers over here And if I start dozing off, just kick me now. It looks like you got quite a bit of stuff over there.
There's some things we want to talk about school-related, so I'm excited to be on covering more than just sports.
That's because,
right. As Seth said, he put it so well, when you're in a small district like ours, everyone in our central office, and I want to go out there and say this,
yes, sir.
We have at least 3 jobs.
Yeah.
We have 3 areas, 3 things that we're taking care of outside our normal job, and that's with everybody in our system. Hats off to our principals. Our principals do such a good job. They have a lot to do, a lot to oversee.
Yeah.
And the management of their schools is a priority, and they take it as such. And we're excited and glad to have such quality people in place taking care of our schools. We have Dr. Purnell at Stigall Elementary.
Yeah.
We have Brittany Dokes at East Elementary, and we have, of course, at our junior senior high school, Miss Carla Brown. So those individuals do great jobs, and I'm excited about the leadership that they provide and running their school. They do a very fine job of doing.
All right.
Just that. Let's talk a little bit about. Let's start off tonight.
All right.
Actually, in about 30 minutes, our board will be meeting.
Yes.
We have a board meeting tonight,
yes.
and that may be as we speak now or about to go on, but that's
should be happening about now.
Yeah, should be happening right now. So that is something that is taking place as we speak. I want to talk a little bit about the spring break. There's something that we need to inform our parents and our students that spring break will be the last week in this month and the first week in April. So that those exact dates are March the 29th through April the 2nd. So students, just wanted to give you a heads up. Do not come to school that week.
Okay.
Parents plan to have some activities and plan to have arrangements made for your students. Spring break, again, will be March the 29th through April the 2nd.
All right.
Want to talk a little bit about how our city schools is faring with renovations.
Okay, yeah.
That is a big deal right now. As you've probably seen trucks out on our football field. You've seen trucks in our parking lot in the back by the gymnasium.
Sure.
You've seen equipment and forklifts in the front of the building. You've seen men walking around on the roof.
Lots of projects.
Yeah, lots of projects going on, and this is renovations taking place in our Humboldt City School system.
Awesome.
Of course, the biggest project we have going is the roof.
Yes.
That was started maybe 6 months ago, and that's continuing to develop, and they're nearing the end. I think that project is probably on track to be done maybe end of May.
Okay.
1st of May, somewhere along the May era. I'm hoping to have a completion of our roof in the at the junior senior high school. Those gentlemen have put in some long hours. They put in some tough hours getting things together regarding the replacement of the roof on our high school, junior senior high school.
Yes,
and they've covered every inch of it and still continue to do so. So the heavy equipment is still moving and going to and from, back and forth at the beginning of our at the back of our school as well as in the front, and you will continue to see those men lifting equipment up on the roof and replacing using different material to replace the roof on top, and we are excited that is occurring. It's giving our buildings the attention they need in order for us to be in those buildings and operate safely, of course, to prevent the leaks and the elements of the weather that takes a toll on a roof, as you would imagine. If you're a homeowner, you know that a roof replacement is a big project. So just imagine a school where they're replacing the entire roof, and once they move from the junior senior high school, they're going to be moving to other schools where damage was done as well, East End and Stigall. So we're excited. The crew's been great. Thanks to Fraser, that's the company that has been involved in getting the repairs done on the roof. And we'd like to thank them for their continued effort on making sure that things are done properly.
Sure.
Let's move on out to the football field.
Yes.
We have a project going on out there that I've been overseeing for quite some time, since probably the mid-January when we come back from school to up until this point. And that was a renovation system to rewire the lighting system that runs to our lights and the pole lights that we have on our football field.
Okay.
All of that is taking place underneath the stadium where they're rewiring the box.
Yeah.
And they're pushing out new wires and getting us up to code and getting us up to snuff regarding our lighting and the system that we used. And hats off to Delta. Delta's doing that project.
Okay.
And I've gotten to know a couple of the guys, Mr. Tommy from Lashley Rich, who actually is overseeing as well. Scotty Walters down there at Lashley Rich. Appreciate him and the information and the communication he's provided for us on the project. And the workers there, Mr. Dwayne, he's got to know him, and going out there, they need certain things, access to the buildings, the field house underneath the stadium, the bathrooms, the key to the gate, all that stuff that we have to make sure that they are getting, and that they're having the proper access to different venues to get the work done. So hopefully it looks like they'll get out of there this week.
Okay.
And the renovation to the stadium will have new wires run from the box, which is underneath the stadium, out to our lights, out to our ticket booth, to our concession stand, to our scoreboards, and our game clocks that are on the field. So that is a huge project that has been done and over the course of about 2.5 to 3 months. And shout out to those companies that's out there getting Humboldt the service that they need to operate during game night for football games, and getting us up to code with our electrical issues.
Good.
So there's the renovations. I think the shop renovation, it has come to a small halt right now with the money that Bungard had provided the shop renovations with. I did not get to talk to Mr. Prince, but I do assume that Mr. Prince is he's operating now on small projects that he's doing, keeping our students busy, and have a couple of contracts with some of the locals around here to provide some equipment for them based on the renovations that have been done to our shop. Provided more space. He's provided some workstations, and he is doing a fabulous job of keeping our students busy. I do know I had put a table out there for him to weld, and I said, Mr. Prince, as soon as you can get to this, you let me know. And he has kept that table out there. And yesterday, for the first time since I had dropped that table off, he had students welding that table.
There we go.
So that's gonna what has happened in that shop area has been just a asset for students. It's provided the space that we need to work and operate, and it has also provided opportunities for us to contract with local businesses and get the students the skills that they need in order to meet some demands that our locals have local demands put on us based on some of the equipment needed or some of the projects that he's embarked on, and it's just been a good service for our students to partake in, as well as provide some things for our local businesses that they need. So students ultimately win in this situation because they get the experience they need in the job market. They get the skills they need, and no better person to teach them those skills than Mr. Randy Prince. So shout out to him and what's going on in that shop area.
Awesome.
So I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
Looking at my notes, I want to go to a little give Mr. Wiles a plug. He's been selling strawberries.
That's
and I think the strawberry sales has come to an end, and he's contacting people for to come and pick up their strawberries if you ordered a flat of strawberries. Okay,
yes.
So that is important. The whole rack is $25, I think, and the half rack is $15. So if you ordered those strawberries, Mr. Wiles will be getting in touch with you to pick those up. I saw a truck delivering strawberries yesterday, Seth. And I kind of got excited. I was looking on there, but then I remembered I didn't order strawberries. So,
Oh.
But anyway, he usually has some left, and I always tap into that.
Yeah.
I tap into that accommodation because he's good at letting you know and sending out emails and promoting that. And he uses that money to run his greenhouse and to run different things around the program of FFA.
Yeah.
That he's partaking in, and of course, nothing is free, nothing is cheap, and he does do a good job with our greenhouse.
Yeah.
That area out there that's across from our board office. Mr. Wiles and his students takes care of that.
Yeah.
And that leads me into to the plant sales. I think
that's
that
right.
is coming up with Mr. Wiles as well.
He's already posted online about it.
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
So he's a busy little person.
Yeah,
and he keeps that greenhouse and keeps the kids really busy. And shout out to him and what he's doing with our FFA program. And
him, like many others, wears different hats. I see him
does.
as a bus driver.
He is a bus driver as well.
And
so we're excited that he and lucky to have a gentleman like that.
That's right.
He's doing a very good job. Let's talk a little bit about, we got some job openings around Humboldt.
Okay.
Hadn't mentioned that before, but if you know of anybody, they're welcome and free to apply in our online or on our website. Have job openings in math, chemistry, Spanish, and a custodian.
Okay.
So if you know of any people that are looking or seeking jobs in those areas that I mentioned, please encourage them to apply. Go to our website, www.vikings.org.
Okay.
hcsvikings.org. Let me get that right.
Yeah.
www.hcsvikings.org. Migrate through our website, get to the page to where you fill out an application, and hit us up on our website if you're interested in that.
Okay.
Want to talk a little bit about some events coming up at our high school as I check off. Prom will be March the 27th.
Okay.
We're excited about prom coming up. You know, last year this time we couldn't provide the students with the prom experience.
That's right.
Well, this year on March the 27th from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Twin Oaks, students will have their prom.
Okay.
Excited about that. And Miss Privet is the overseer and the sponsor for our prom, along with some individuals that she has working with her. And as I said, prom will be occurring on March the 27th this year from 7 to 11. And we're excited about that.
All right.
Seniors, we want to make sure you guys are on track as well. So we want to put this message out there. Our school, please communicate with our school officials regarding your credits. And in order for you to be on track, I know it's late in the game, but there may be some things that are hanging in the balance regarding graduation. I know that there are things that we have to take care of when it comes to graduating and attending events in the area of bills or things that may be owed to our school that you have. So make sure you take care of that and communicate with our staff, especially if you are attending prom and you're planning on graduating. Those little bills that you may have absorbed throughout the year, they need to be taken care of, and please contact our school and make sure that you get those taken care of. Okay.
All right.
Want to talk a little bit about our ACT?
Yes.
That's coming up April the 17th.
Wow.
There's going to be an ACT testing date there at Humboldt on April the 17th. So anyone interested, need to sign up, call Miss Kenya Hudson at our high school. She is our guidance counselor that will put you on track and get you signed up for the ACT if you're interested in taking it on April the 27th.
Okay.
Want to give our employees and our parents a little information about summer school. That'll be occurring here in the month of June, I think. Summer school is going to be 4 weeks, but the dates are still to be determined. So be on the lookout for that. We'll try to get that information out to you as I check that off my list to let parents know summer school. They will be providing that. The way we're going to do that is yet to be determined. We do know it'll be 4 weeks, and we do know the dates will be determined at a little later date. You'll get those a little later on, so we're excited that summer school will occur.
All right.
You know, I want to talk a little bit about summer school and the fact set that during this year, if we look back a year ago, we began this challenging journey down the road of being a school system that has to function in the midst of a pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's hard to believe that occurred a year ago.
Isn't that something?
Last year this time we were getting information about schools shutting down. There was a big buzz about the virus.
Yeah.
And now the virus has it's taken its toll. It's been challenging in so many areas, but nevertheless we have gone through this this challenging time during the pandemic. And I've been able to offer things such as devices for our students, the virtual experience, the in-school experience. And I want to just say to our parents and to our individuals out there that I hope we have done the things that we need to do to let you know that we care, to let you know that a lot of the federal mandates that we got, that we were told we were required to hand in. I got a little tongue twisted there. It was done based on the needs of our parents, how they responded to some surveys, and the way we needed to go about operating in the midst of our pandemic. So it's been challenging, but I tell you what, we've gone through it. We hopefully we're going to get back to normal. We just have, and this is hard to believe as well, about 8 weeks of school left, Seth.
Wow.
And once we assess our needs, and I know our administration, our principals, our central office staff are working really hard at the direction we need to go. Just want to allow parents to know that we're following some requirements and guidelines that we've sent in as a school district, and I know they may have been a little inconvenient for parents at times, but we're doing exactly what we have written and are required to follow. And hopefully we'll be going in a different direction and can look at this thing and assessing where we need to go with student attendance and where we need to go regarding how we approach the upcoming school year. With virtual learning and with in-school learning, and just be patient with us. So we'll roll that information out as soon as we can.
I'm sure there's some evaluations that also have to go into that.
It's a process, Seth. It's a process that it's tedious. A lot of individuals in our central office are working hard to make sure we're doing what we need to do, at the same time assessing and listening to parents and the needs that they have, and we want them to know that we're working hard on their behalf, and we will do what's best for our students.
All right.
Need to talk a little bit about the pandemic EBT cards.
Okay.
They're going to be mailed out to the parents and not the schools. Okay.
So that's different.
Yeah, it's different this time around. Last time they mailed them to the school.
Yeah.
I think when you signed up, maybe probably April, May of last year, they were talking about getting them to the schools. Then some people got them mailed to their homes. Well, they're going to mail all those to the parents this time. Schools do not have control of that. So parents, please have the correct information concerning your address when they start handing out and mailing out the EBT cards. That's really important.
Very.
And when you receive those new cards, you really need to hang on to them, because they will be reloading those on that same card that you receive on this next go-round.
Okay.
If you have any questions about the pandemic EBT, what it's called the PEBT program, Miss Jenny Hatch is at our office and can help you regarding that.
Okay.
And that's something that I think is a benefit that takes care of EBT and food that we have. Our federal government has made sure that students missing school, they also miss lunches at school. So they're trying to provide that same experience with the PEBT cards that they give out. So we're not, losing those meals that parents. I know parents are excited about getting that. I mean, it is a process to where when you qualify, and just about most parents do qualify for that, because if you're in our school and you sign up for that, you register for that PEBT card, it's likely you're going to get that card, because all students that were home during a certain period of time, they missed the actual experience of getting meals that we would provide at school. So they're trying to make that happen. So hats off to our federal government for recognizing that. I want to talk a little bit about EOCs.
All right.
TCAP. That's coming up April the 15th through May the 8th. We will be EOC testing and TCAP testing.
Yeah.
I know there's been some questions about, will we be testing this year? What's the test going to look like? Well, I spoke with our principal this morning, and we do know that EOC and TCAP testing is going to occur.
All right.
And that's going to be April the 15th through May the 8th. So get yourself prepared for that.
Yeah.
I know our teachers are working hard to make sure our students are going to be prepared to test. So we're excited about those dates that are coming down, and going to be a little challenging. I'm not going to paint you a pretty picture.
Sure.
Our learning loss this year has been a little bit greater than it has been in the past due to the pandemic, but we're going to best prepare our students as much as we can to get them prepared to test, and we're constantly doing that up until the day it'll happen.
Okay.
Want to talk about registration for school upcoming next year. That registration process, folks, will be online only.
Okay.
So more information is to come regarding school registration. I know in the Jackson-Madison County school system, they've done online registration for quite some time now. I wanted to let our parents know and let our community know and our listeners that our registration for school for the upcoming year will be online, and that information will be put out there, and that is to come as well.
Okay.
That kind of wraps up some of the school news that's going on around our district. If you have any questions, we can help you in any way. Contact your child's school. You can contact our central office. Whatever is needed, please let us know. Reach out. We'll help you. As our billboard says at the high school, at the senior high school, is to reach out. We'll help. So that's kind of our motto in times such as these. So just make sure you do that and allow us to help you in any way possible. If you have any questions or concerns regarding your students or the way things are going in our school district, and any concerns or questions you may have. Okay.
All right. Well, sounds good, George.
All
Great
righty.
job as always. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. That is all that we have for tonight. That is your school news show for this Thursday, March the 11th. And we will be updating very, very soon. Join us Monday night. Let me just say this. Join us Monday night for the Monday OT live at 7 o'clock. It is live at 7 o'clock. Right now, we have Coach Pete Norville on at 7. And we are reaching out to Coach Green. Hopefully going to have him on Monday evening around 7:20 as well to talk baseball, talk softball, and then I'm going to have to do some arm twisting, George. I've got to figure a way to get Coach Reed on it, and that's where I'm going to work on it.
We're going to have to look into doing that. We may have to trick him down here. Trick him into getting him down here, and then once he gets down here, we'll be able to do some things.
And, I did get some phone interviews with him when he was the football coach, so I might be able to get a Monday night phone interview a little easier than get him in here to sit in front of a camera.
Absolutely.
That might be the best thing. So we'll try that. I may be able to have him on a week from Monday. Usually the way our show runs, I can only have two guests at a time.
Okay.
And so that leaves me just a few minutes for me and Colin to wrap things up at the end.
Gotcha.
So Viking News On Demand is powered by Hammer Design and Marketing. Make sure you go to our website, VikingNewsOnDemand.com. That's VikingNewsOnDemand.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Anytime we go live like this, it'll ding on your phone, give you just a link. You can click it, and it'll take you right there. So this is the easiest way to do it. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Make sure you join us Monday evening. God bless you. Have a great rest of your week.